Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hunt Dimensions. So we are reviewing Avataro Sentai, DonBrothers, episode 12. Probably my new favorite episode. I know I say that pretty much every week with this show because it's so great. But it's different than Zenkaiger, where Zenkaiger had me hyped and excited because it was just so new and unique, and not the show isn't. This has been like super consistently good all the way through. Like literally every episode from episode 1 to now, all 12 episodes so far have had plot significance, great character growth, character arc, dialogue, everything you can think of. And one thing I want to mention before we get too far into it, excuse me. Somebody mentioned on Twitter, they had a really great post up, and they said one day people will understand that DonBrothers does not have, or that anyway does not have bad writing, just because he doesn't rely on mecha fights and showing off the toys, because back in the day when he started in the 80s with 80s Sentai, they didn't really care to, nor do they have the budget for doing much with that. Like, you got mecha fights, yeah, but it wasn't until way later in the 80s Sentai that you started getting those a lot more often. That's more of a newer, like, from late 80s to now thing than it is that's been through all of Sentai. So it's not necessarily bad writing if there's not a mecha fight in every episode or showing off all the toys. Like, we've seen pretty much all the Sentai gears there are to see so far. And I mean, like, honestly, how much have they really Avatar changed into, like, other Rangers recently? They haven't really. Like, they can, and I would like to see more of it, and duh. But if they don't, it doesn't take away from the show. So, this episode, really, really good. So, from last week, we know clearly, Momotaro, Oni's sister, Kiji brother, and Saru brother all know who each other are now. Still don't know who Ino brother is. The whole moral, I guess, of the episode is about, like, lying. And it's kind of interesting because, like, they talk about it in terms of, like, there's a difference between lying and white lies. And that Taro doesn't understand that. Part of the plot starts off with him at his, like, delivery job place. And there's a guy there who wants to be able to get through his shift quickly so that he can get to see his mother. His mother's coming to visit. And he wants to, like, buy her lunch and then help her on her way back home and blah, blah, blah. And they're all, like, talking about, like, oh, didn't you say you had kind of a rough time with her as a kid? He's like, yeah, I was kind of naughty, though. I kind of appreciate her more now, and blah, blah, blah. Just normal banter. And Taro's just kind of sitting there listening. And he notices that there's, this guy notices that there's some cookies. These melon cookies that are apparently very rare, or, like, never go on sale. And he goes to take a few, and he takes, like, all of them and puts them in his, like, little fanny pack. Well, then Taro's boss comes in, and he's like, hey, everybody, happy to see you guys here. Good job working so far this week, blah, blah, blah. Normal boss stuff. And he goes, he's like, wait, where are all the melon cookies? And he looks, and he's like, okay, who took them? And all of them say nothing except Taro, who goes, him, and points right at the guy and, like, tells on him, basically. And he gets punished until that he has to, like, clean the shop the whole week. For the whole week, he has to clean the shop, like, top to bottom. And they're like, he's probably not going to have any time to see his mom now. Like, why couldn't you just lie? And he's like, I can't lie. And they're really confused by that, of course. And the guy's really upset. Along with this plot, we have a plot with this, like, idol character. There's this girl who, at the very beginning, we see as a little girl with her grandpa. And she mentions, do you think I'm cute, Grandpa? And he says, of course. He goes, you think I could be an idol? He goes, well, yeah, I think you'd be the best idol out there. You just got to work real hard. And so she comes to the DonBros shop and wants a job there. Tries to put on, apparently, Oni's sister's outfit, but doesn't fit her because the chest is too small. And, of course, Oni's sister's getting, like, angry about all that. She actually, before this, Oni's sister tries to confront Kaito Black about transforming and everything. And instead of answering, he just goes, well, actually, more importantly, and just, like, skips over it and tries to talk about something else. I love this, like, complete, like, just refusal to explain what or who Kaito Black is. Is he the Kaito from Zenkaiger? Is he the Kami-sama character taking on the form of Kaito? Is he a Kaito from this universe who never had a team? Like, what's going on? We don't know. Who knows when we will ever know? But there's a really funny moment where the, like, shop people there, like, I think they're the ones, I'm pretty sure they're the employees from Momotaro shop. They come there and they see the girl that's, like, an idol, she says, and they start worshiping her, and, like, she starts singing. Her name's, like, Kilala something, Kira Kilala or something. And she's singing her little idol pop singer song. If you don't know, And maybe you do watching Sentai as much as most people have that, watch it or writer. In Japan, we would call a like, teen singer, like, Britney Spears in her prime and stuff like that, are known as idols in Japan. Where they're like, they got like these, different kinds of costumes on. They sing really cutesy pop songs about love and I'm cute and blah, blah, blah. Not all of them are the same, but I mean, similar-ish. It's kind of the vibe they go for. So, they're all worshiping her, and Onisister's getting pissed. Of course, like she does. I mean, she's a young girl, and it makes sense for her character, so it's always really funny to see how she's like upset about something. And she's holding a tray, and she snaps the metal tray in half. And Kaito Black's like, Haruka, the tray, and she goes, quiet. He goes, okay, all right. He just lets her be mad. So Haruka contacts Don Momotaro to come there and help because clearly the new girl isn't really helping. She's just there performing and, gloating and being herself, whatever. And she lies, the girl lies, and says that her sister, because the guys ask her, like, oh, isn't there something I saw online that your sister is such and such, another idol? And she's like, oh yeah, that's my sister, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to, we were both discovered in such and such place in Japan, Fukujawa, or I can't remember I don't know the names of places there, but some place, district there, they were discovered together, she says, allegedly. And they believe her. So Taro's there, along with Kichi brother, and Sawa brother, and Oni's sister. And they're talking about everything. And she says, I need your help here, and blah, blah, blah. And she gets done singing her song, Kira Kilala, and she asks Taro, what'd you think of my song? And he goes, what would you score it? And he goes, 25 points. And before this, there's a scene with Haruka and her mom, and she makes some, like, beef stroganoff curry something, and he also rates it 25. And she mentions that at the, when they all get there to meet, that since he said that to her, she's not been able to make it ever since. She's been upset with it. It's like, why couldn't you just lie? Why couldn't you just, fib a little bit? And he's like, well, I've always thought that lies are useless. The truth is what's most important in this world, isn't it? It's funny he says, in this world. Like, I get it, like, that's something someone would say, in this world, we believe it, you know what I mean? But in terms of him not being human, it would make sense, he says, what's most important in this world. Again, more evidence that I think that Taro is some form of brain persons or somebody from that kind of group because of how little he understands, like, social cues and emotions and things like that. So they try to explain to him the concept of a white lie, and he doesn't really understand it. And he does something else. I can't remember what else he's. Oh, he mentions he makes some kind of jibe at Oni's sister, and she goes to pick something else up to throw at him, and Kichi brother stops her again, just like he did in the last episode when she was gonna throw the beat like Inu brother with the shake weight when he thought she was Natsumi and he was all sick. Inu brother comes there though. They're like, oh yeah, Inuzaka's here. He wants to thank us for helping him last time. That's why we're all here. And so he comes in, and he's like, hello, and then as soon as he says hello, then he hears police behind the door. Inuzaka, come back, get back here right this instant. And he runs away and hops over the fence. And the police come in, they ask if anybody's seen him, and Taro goes, yep, he went that way over the fence. And they're like, what are you doing? You know he's an innocent man. We've already discussed all this. Like, why would you lie? Why wouldn't you just lie about it? And basically he's unable to. They ask him to try. He's like, okay, repeat after me. Sawa brother says this. Say, I am a woman. He goes, Ore wa, and he falls out and he like dies, like his pulse goes away. He comes back to life. But Sawa brother's like, really? Your body, like, you die if you try to lie? Like, it's that intense? The show is just pure chaos, but I love it. Anyway, at its finest, in my opinion. Also getting a little moment with Senoi. I think that's the purple brain persons, where he talks with Taro at one point, because they're like kind of friends after like helping save those people and whatever. And they know they never saw each other transformed, but we'll get there in our next episode, I think. So he tells him, he's telling him about the whole lie thing. Taro's telling him about the whole lying thing and his problem with it. And he's like, well, this world is, I think, full of beautiful lies. He's like, beautiful lies? What does that mean? He's like, well, look at the moon. The moon shines, yeah, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, it doesn't really shine, though. It just reflects the light of the sun. But we think it shines, or it looks as though it shines, even though it really doesn't. And it's kind of a way of starting to, like, help Taro sort of understand the concept so he's not so foreign to it and it doesn't fucking kill him trying to lie. And also throughout this episode, we have this weird, creepy stalker dude who is the Hitotsu Oni or Sentai Oni of the week, which is based off of the idol episode in Q Ranger. So it's a Q Ranger like themed monster, which is really cool design. All the Sentai monsters have been really great this season. I really like it. Just completely, in my opinion, blowing the Zenkaiger monsters out of the water. Honestly, I like the world monsters, but the designs of these are so much cooler looking. So anyway, we're doing our thing, and come to find out that that guy in his monster form anyway has been attacking different idols and like absorbing them basically, like to keep them trapped or whatever. And I'm trying to think of what else goes down. Oh, also we get a little point where Sonoy sees the one police officer guy, and he knows that that's the beast person. And when he goes by, he transforms quick and goes to slash him. He gets blocked, deflected, and the guy, or thinks he's blocked. The guy jumps up, and it turns into, we finally get to see one of the Jutos, or Huto, whatever they're going to call them, the beast persons. Looks really cool. Really, really awesome monster suit design. And he says, I know that I made that hit. Are they really invincible? So I wonder about that, if they're going to be the real threat, and if they're going to eventually maybe even have the brain persons helping them. I don't know if the brain persons are all going to become rangers necessarily. I could see one of them, like Sonoy, reforming and becoming, like, having a full, like, purified ranger form. But it doesn't need to happen. But again, I think they're more closer to being on the same side than the beast persons are with, you know, the DonBrothers. But all comes to a head. What's her name? The Kira Kilala, whatever her name is, tries to, like, she basically plays wolf and goes outside the shop and acts like she was attacked. And when she comes in, she has like a cast on. And Sour Brother doesn't believe it. And he takes her crutch away, and she runs after him. And he's like, and she's like, and they're like, you lied. And she's like, yeah, like, you don't have to lie about that. And that's another thing too, is that the one person she said was her sister comes in, and Kaito Black says that before she was an idol, she worked there at the DonBro Cafe. And she tells the guys that are like, oh, isn't this your sister? He goes, sister? I don't have a sister. She goes, oh, this happens sometimes. Some people, imposters, want to be like me, so they kind of just like take my story, basically. So that's what happened. This girl basically just kind of fudged the truth and took bits of this girl's story to make it seem like she was her sister, and that's why she wanted to work at the DonBro Cafe. So she loses her fans. And I thought at this point she was going to become the Totsuoki, but she doesn't. But anyway, so she leaves, and she does the whole play wolf thing, whatever. Sorry to go back and forth there. And it doesn't work. And then she leaves again, and she actually is being attacked. So they fight the monster. They go into their Robotower forms, and we finally get Don Oni Taijin both on ground fight form, which is kind of cool to see a Zord, a Mecha, or a Megazord, whatever, on the ground fight, which is kind of weird. And then it becomes big. When the monster becomes big, it gets big too. The combination sequence is great. They're all, like, terrified to do it because it's just themselves becoming the parts, and they're all like talking about it, like each little part has their face on it, so they're all like making comments throughout the battle, and each of them have like their own little attacks they can do as well, which I think is pretty cool. Oni's sister has just like you know 100 Oni kick, like Chun-Li type kick thing she does, and Sour Brother has like a certain attack he does with the gorilla fist. Yeah, everybody's pretty, like, eventually okay with this. Kija Brothers, the chillest with it from the start. He's like, oh, this is pretty cool, actually. Like, he's fine with the combination. Also, no cockpit. So I guess last season was maybe the last time we'll see a normal cockpit for Mecha. Maybe we'll eventually in this show. But last one was, you know, just basically Zenkaiser doing his thing in the cockpit. So yeah, Don Oni Taijin fights the monster, of course. Does the final attack, the DonBro Paradise or whatever, DonBro Peach Paradise, whatever. It's a really cool attack, very flashy. It involved the boat thing again, and like he gets like 5 peaches on the sword, and then they combine together into 1 peach, throws it out, slices through it, and it boom, 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 slices like 5 times through the monster, destroys it. Guy's saved. We're good. At the end, Taro helps that one guy get to his mom in time to see her before she leaves. He's like, well, I'll help you get there. He's like, you can't make it there in time. You're not fast enough. He's like, well, close your eyes. What? Close your eyes. Transforms into Momotaro. He's like, keep your eyes closed. And he like jumps really far through one of the little, you know, trapdoor things and ends up right there where the mom is at and lets the guy see his mom. So kind of cool. And he eventually at the end of it sees what's her name has become a real idol. And he's like, huh, so I guess you are getting better at truth and lies. Because she mentions at one point about her grandpa and that he wanted her, that basically they say like you need to, she says, I'm gonna work hard to make the lies a truth. Like, and instead of like, meaning that she wants to like say what she's saying is real, make it actually happen instead of just acting like it's real. So again, a pretty awesome episode. I know this review is going on a little bit. There was just a lot that happened. But pretty awesome episode. I really like the action. I like the interaction between the team members. I really, really, really hope that we're gonna get Innu Brother to understand who the rest of them are too. And it's not just gonna be like a running gag where he never gets to know who the rest of his teammates are. Again, Donna and Taijin, one of the most beautiful mecha designs I've seen in years in this franchise. I really, really, really liked it. And really liked the different abilities of the parts and everything. And next week looks interesting too. So the it's supposed to be something about goodbye Don Momotaro, and Don Momotaro and Tsunoi find out who each other are. They see that he's a brain person, he's a Don brother, and something about wanting to fight Taro in like a duel and blah blah blah. And yeah, so it looks really really interesting. It's also supposed to be, I think, a Kyoryuger based Sentai Oni or Sentai Oki, whatever they're calling it. So I'm really happy about that. I love Kyoryuger, duh. But yeah, overall, I probably would honestly, yet again, probably give it a straight 10 out of 10. Yeah, I was really, really, really been really super into this show and really, really happy about how it's been doing things. So let me know in the comments below, though, what did you guys think of today's episode? Did you enjoy it? Were you kind of so-so on it? How did you feel? Let me know what you think. And as always, thank you so much for watching, for sharing, for liking, commenting, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys so much for subscribing, definitely. We're right under 300 subscribers, which is craziness, but thank you guys so much. But until next time, stay hooked on Henshins. I'll talk to you later.